Minkah was a great man to talk with. Alabama, obviously, but the what we focused on there was when it was in 2011. He was still in high school, and their family lost literally everything during the hurricane. Home, clothes, they lost completely everything they had. They had to live in a relative's basement.
Wow.
For a long time, but still his parents found ways to get him to football practice, found ways to get him to college visits and things like that. So he owed it all, he said, to God's grace, because now he gives back. He made it to the NFL, he made it to Alabama, played for Nick Saban. Then he went on to play for Pittsburgh, and then he did a really great, doing really well. So he's giving back as well. He remembers the rough times he came through.
So he's with the Steelers.
Yeah, he's with Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Sorry, I said Cincinnati,
okay.
but
they're close.
Yeah. So you do have Bengals players.
Yeah, we have. We talked to Anthony Munoz. He's in it. C.J. Uzama, tight end, is also featured in it.
There's your Auburn connection.
There.
Good. I'm glad we balanced that out.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
And then we had Dalton in it, but now Dalton's in Chicago.
Yeah. So is Dalton in two, or he was in one?
He was in one. He's also in my Bengal Believer book. I wrote a book about the Bengals too as well. So Andy's great to talk to. Great inspiration.
So basically, what would you say as you think back on your interactions with these players? I know every one of them's different, but what did you find to be maybe some common elements of their stories?
That's a good question. A lot of them have similar things. So they all have problems, like you and I do. They have resources to deal with them but they don't look at that as the advantage. They all know that they've been taken care of, whether it was how they were brought up, if they were taken to church or Sunday school, and somebody who was a big influence in their life, they still go to these people. They're obviously stars and they make a lot of money, but they also have problems just like you and I have, and how they deal with those problems. So their problems, they're not unique, or they are subject to challenges. People think they're superheroes, but they're just like you and me. And so we have them, they have them. So that's one of the common things I learned, that life comes at them just as it does us. Some of them have kids with disabilities, just like other people do. And some of them have loved ones who get cancer, or they get cancer. So they have the same problems that you and I have.
Well, let's talk just a bit as we close, because I wanted to move from the devotional element to just how these players deal with being able to share their faith and to communicate the gospel message. So, because, and I'm trying to remember the cliche, but it's you hear sports talk people talk about, well, you don't want to do anything to defame the shield. It's all about the shield.
Right.
And that includes the management of a player's speech.
Yes.
That's part of it. So how does a Christian player in the National Football League actually communicate his faith in Jesus Christ? How does that work for them?
It does, and that's good too. I typically get to the players after a game. That's when we're allowed in the clubhouse. And I will approach who I want. I do my research, who I want to talk to, and I'll wait till they're ready, wait till they're done. Try to wait till they're done with all their interviews, and I get them off just like you and I talk. And I said, "Can I talk to you about your faith?" And most of them open up just right. Yeah, Mark Ingram did that. He opened up right to me.
Wow.
Now the people I do have not issues with, I do have to get permission to talk to most of the time, are the quarterbacks, because they're heavily guarded by PR, by their. There's always a suit walking with them everywhere they go.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Sanchez one day, and he was a backup then, so he wasn't sought after. So when I started talking to him, he goes, I didn't play today, so why do you want to talk to me? And so I told him, he goes, oh, sure, I'd love to talk about that. Then the suits come up, and they tried to stop the conversation. And Sanchez is like, no, this is good. This is okay. So the quarterbacks, sometimes I have to get permission. Derek Carr, who's featured in this book, Derek, I could not get to him personally, but he told me, I got to him personally just for a second and said, I want to talk to you about your faith and about a verse. And he goes, ask me during the press conference. I said, you'll talk about that? Yeah, I'll talk about that.
Wow.
And so I did. I asked him in front of 60 other reporters, and he went on for a while about it, and he was very, very open about it.